Hi, I'm Chris James, and you're watching Healthy Alternative. Today, we have an amazing guest. This brother reached out to me on Instagram. I think that's when we very first started talking,
Yeah.
and was telling me that he had started a 100-day water fast. So, my ears perked up. I'm like, 100 days? We got to get into this. I wanted to bring him on. So I reached out to the group like, hey, guys, do you guys want to see, Broderick do an interview? And I probably got like 3,000 hits. So we're doing it. We're doing it today. I hope you guys enjoy it. Stay tuned. That's coming up next.
We're missing a piece of the puzzle. You start getting healthy and you just become a better person. We need to start focusing more on the individual.
All right, man. So welcome to the channel. I'm actually really excited to have you on. You are one of like maybe 3 people that I've ever had do 100-day water fast. And I think I've only had to maybe 2 come on the channel, maybe 1 or 2. Yeah, 2 came on the channel. So I want to get into a little bit of the background about how in the world did you come up with this idea to do a 100-day water fast? Like, what has to happen? What has to be going through your mind to be like, yeah, I'm gonna fast for 100 days?
So, man, I tell you, actually, it happened for me around the end of August. So, my wife, she was like, listen, you promised your daughter when she turned 5 that you would take her to Disney World. And so I look at myself and I'm like, okay, yeah, in this state, your boy, we can go to Disney World, but we ain't finna get on no rides like I also promised you.
Yeah.
And at this point, bro, I've been working out for like 6-7 months, 5 days a week. And so I looked at my wife and I'm like, man, I'm gonna go get on the scale. So I go get on the scale, man, and I weighed exactly the same thing that I weighed before I began to work out in January.
Right.
And I hear this still small voice, and it says, listen, I told you that there will not be a man, person, or thing that gets my glory. So it goes on to say, watch this, you have been trying to remodel the house, but I want to renovate the house. See, the thing you've been trying to paint over, the holes that you've been trying to fix, right? I literally want to tear it down.
Yeah.
I want to tear it down and I want to build it new again. And at this point, man, I had seen you probably about 3 years ago. And, in my mind, I'm like, oh, I can do this. But again, my mind wasn't made up. So, dude, about 3 years went on and on. And so this year, September the 2nd, I woke up, I looked at my wife and I said, I'm done. And she was like, what you mean you done? I said, I'm done. I'm done. I will not put another thing in my mouth until January the 31st.
Wow.
And so I began to do research, probably even a month prior to this, man. And it's just so funny how it played out. And I found Angus Barbieri, and I found Big John, Fast and Fat Man. Found a couple of more people, but John was more similar to me, but I was like a little bit smaller than him. And I was like, okay, I could do it. And September the 2nd, bro, that's when it all changed for me.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's even more interesting because you kind of did it cold turkey. Because I'll tell you one thing that what I've learned from, working with so many people is going cold turkey is hard.
Yeah.
There are people that could do it, but they'll do it for, maybe they'll do a 30-day fast out the gate, which is phenomenal. And then they kind of revert back. Yeah. So when I look at, being able to come out the gate and do, 100 days or whatever, something like that, that's phenomenal. It's rare to be able to do something like that and then maintain it. Yeah. So, I mean, kudos to you for, going down this path. I always preach preparation and also, learning about fasting.
Right.
It sounds like you about 3 years ago, you were kind of learning about fasting. Is
Yeah.
that right? Is that how
Yeah.
you came across?
Yeah. So I came across I came across my man, the Vegan Savage.
Vegan
I
Sabbath?
believe your brother. And I seen those videos, and you see, man, inspirational transformation videos all the time. And in your mind, you say, dude, I'm gonna do this. But again, if your mindset is not right, so many times you're gonna start and you're gonna fail. And that's what happened to me, right? So many times I've tried to conquer the thing that has conquered me my entire life, and that was my weight. Right. So at the age of 14, my weight began to go up, man, and I just lost control of it along the way. And so, dude, I did the research, and again, like I said I was ready, but I wasn't ready. And in September the 2nd, it all changed, because literally the day before, we sat in my house and we had chicken sandwiches, we had French fries, right? We done made the Raisin Cane sauce. And
Y'all
I've heard
made
you
it.
guys, dude, listen, made it, bro. And I've heard it like, man, you probably want to go down to one meal a day, and
Yeah.
you want to get your body ready. But when you're tapping into something greater than yourself, dude, you just have to just be prepared and just be ready to go. So the next day, man, got up. Here we are, dude. 83 days in the book.
Woo. That is so real quick. If you're okay with it, what did you start out at? What was your starting weight?
Man, I was 466, bro. The
Wow.
exact same thing I was January the 1st.
Wow.
So, and I check my weight like every 30 days. I don't really get caught up in the scale.
Right.
All I know, bro, is that I was able to go to Walmart right before we went to Vegas last week and go on a shopping spree. You know what I'm saying? Like, it actually could spend $150 and not get one set of clothes, but actually get 5 sets.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, your boy balling out of here. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. But
It's funny you bring up Walmart. I was just talking to one of my friends maybe last week about Walmart, like Walmart clothes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, actually Walmart has some pretty decent clothes. I just can't fit any of them because of like how I'm tall and lean,
Right.
so I can't fit them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got some decent clothes though.
Yeah, they do, man. They don't really expand into the XLTs or the LTs.
Right.
I personally prefer LT, but I'm like, shoot, I'm in here, man. I can actually fit this stuff. Let's do it.
Yeah. That's dope. And those are kind of like the small things that along the way that really like show you, man, this is more about just, I mean, I know that's more like a weight loss thing, but it's like more, you know what I mean? Just the ability to do things that you weren't able to do before, or,
right.
Having to buy a new wardrobe because you're going down the other way.
Right.
Like, I mean, I think those are phenomenal things.
Yeah.
So when you decided to start doing this fast, now I know that there's a lot of different ways that people fast.
Yeah.
There's, different things they put in their water. People do juice fasting, et cetera, et cetera. Can you describe to us what type of fasting you're doing and like more specifics?
So the first week, it was just strictly water. And then I started incorporating vitamins, and I tried the apple cider vinegar, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that stuff's nasty.
I've actually even tried electrolytes and different things of that nature. But to be honest with you, I probably take that stuff 2% of the time. And sometimes even with the water, I could literally go 3 days without drinking anything.
Okay.
And my wife, dude, she'll get on to me because, again, she don't really understand. Right. But, so, dude, it's just water, sometimes vitamins, sometimes electrolytes.
Gotcha.
It really depends on how I feel.
Gotcha.
If you go 84, 150, whatever, prolong, I suggest those things. But at the same time, you don't necessarily have to have them because I'm still here.
Right. And so I want to get into what, like the difficulties, if you will, of
Mhm.
this fast so far for you? I mean, 86 days. What are some of the challenges that you have faced?
Uh, I tell you what, Chris, man, the first 3 days were probably the hardest.
Mm,
And the reason being because I believe my body was practically chasing sugar, was practically chasing carbs. And the reason I say this is because I read a book. If you ever heard of the China study.
mm-mm.
Okay. In the China study, they talk about this test they did on these mice. They set up a drip. One side had cocaine and the other side had sugar. And in your mind, you would think that the mice would run to the cocaine, but that's not the truth, right? The mice actually ran to the sugar.
Mm.
So the first 3 days, I felt like an addict, and my body was like,
Oh,
okay,
man.
like let me get this sugar, dude.
Yeah.
And but again, it's tapping into something greater than you and knowing your why, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your reason for doing it has to be bigger than just wanting to lose weight,
Mm-hmm.
right? My reason for doing it was not wanting to put my wife and my daughter in a position to where they woke up one morning and I didn't, right?
Wow.
My reason for doing it because I didn't want my daughter to have to grow up in school and her dad was just on the picture.
Mm.
So it has to be greater than yourself. So my toughest days were the first 3 days and probably this past weekend. Now, here's the thing. I don't run away from food,
Okay.
right? I don't run away from food because now I put myself around it to
Mm-hmm.
let it know that, listen, you don't control me no more. So literally, bro, I wake up every night. I cook my wife new food. I cook my daughter breakfast every morning. And we went to Vegas this past weekend. And people say, dude, what you eat? I said, nothing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we had a moment. I had a moment at least. We went to this place out there. It was just soul food. Oh, they wanted to have soul food. I was like,
Yeah.
so we get in there and that was tough, but I made it. You know what I'm saying? I made it. And, and I always get the question now, what you gonna do for Thanksgiving? I'm gonna be thankful.
Right.
Right? I'm gonna be thankful, number one, because at day 60, I lost 102 pounds.
Wow.
At day 84, I'm way smaller than I was at day 60, but I don't know how much I've lost because I ain't gonna get on the scale until day 90.
Okay.
So the hardest days was 3 days. That's been the toughest thing for me.
Mm.
But now I wake up, man, and it's just what I do. Right.
It's
I
normal.
think the toughest part is gonna be learning to break the mindset of this is just what I do.
Right.
So
Yeah. So that's huge. I think what I tend to gather from people who start off who are bigger. Now we're talking 350 on up.
right.
People tend to be able to do the longer fasts without as much of the detox symptoms
Right.
than somebody like myself.
Right. Absolutely.
My detox symptoms were wild, and I think that has something to do with the actual the reason why we are able to get so big is because the fat cells are expanding to dilute and suspend the toxicity.
Right.
And so it's almost like a slow time released detox when you're much bigger versus when you're smaller, it's really condensed. It's worse to be thin and eat toxic than to be, big and eat toxic.
Right. I agree.
So for those out there who are, in the 400 range, it's like, I mean, I've seen this a lot of times. If you guys could just get past those first couple of days and like Broderick said, just get the mindset right. You could just kind of cruise. And so I mean that's good. Now, outside of the weight loss and outside of the empowerment you have now that food doesn't control you, which is huge. I know that was huge for me.
Right.
Have you experienced anything else that kind of stands out in your mind?
Man, to be honest with you, just crossing my legs. Right? You know what I'm saying? Just the little things that we take for granted. And I tell you, my wife never had to think about going to a restaurant sitting in the booth until she got married to me. Right? My wife never had to think about getting on an airplane and the person she's with asking for an extender. So her life changed. And at the same time, she began to see the insecurities in the man that she had fell in love with. So what happened is, you know, again, I said again, we went to Vegas. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, dude, changing the mindset, shifting the mindset to know that, dude, you're not the same dude. So I go and I get on the plane and I'm like, I might need an extender. I might not. So, I get on the plane and I get down, I begin to walk down the aisle. And I immediately noticed, like, dude, okay, your boy ain't got to turn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. So I walk on in there, and I like to sit against the window because I like to be out of the way. Bigger mindset. So I get in there against the window. I sit down. Okay, brother, get the buckle. Click, I pull the thing. I said, all right. My wife sits down, and she said, okay. And now here was the kicker, bro. Is normally when I let the tray out, the tray sits on top of my stomach.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I let the tray out, and I'm like, oh, this is real.
Nice.
Oh, it's serious up in here. So now brother leaning on the tray. We go to places now. She ain't got to worry about, oh man, boot or table. She ain't got to worry about that no more. She can say boot. Because now your boy can get up in there, slide on, and have room.
Nice.
I'm living out here.
That's
I'm
dope,
living
man.
out here. And for, right, like I'm telling you, dude, it's so hard for me to compose myself right now, boy. Yeah, man.
Hey, I'm loving it. Like your energy and everything is just like, this is what I feed off of. So being able to have these types of conversations, I love, they call them the NonScale Victories. Those are my favorite because It's like, it's stuff I never would have thought of because like I was bigger, but I never was like, obese or like really overweight. So not being able to cross my legs, like I never even considered that, you know what I'm saying? People saying, man, being able to tie my own shoes, stuff like that. Like that's huge though.
Yeah.
It's stuff I take for granted.
It is huge.
Yeah.
But those are, and I often tell people, like I was a bigger dude, but most of the problems that most big people have, I never had. But like being able to tie my own shoe, I could do all that. Like I told you, I worked out 5-6 days a week, ran, did all kind of things. But having the wherewithal to know that you have to be, me personally, now I had to begin to tap into something greater than myself, because when the call is on you, right, dude, you have to begin to rely on something that's not you.
Right.
And what I mean by that is that for so long, I don't know if you ever heard of shade tree mechanics, right? I was the shade tree mechanic in my life. And what I mean is that if I'm a Rolls Royce, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to take my car to Binky's brother, right? And for so long, I took my body to other people instead of to the one who created it. So now, Chris, dude, I've tapped into something. I'm a Rolls Royce. So instead of taking it to the Honda dealership, I just take it to the Rolls Royce dealership. Right. You know what I'm saying? Not to say the Honda dealership couldn't fix it. They probably could, but they couldn't do it up to the specs that the Rolls Royce dealership could do it too.
Right.
So that's all we doing, man. That's all we doing now is we're waking up and we're taking our lives back. And we are saying enough is enough, right? I'm tired of being fat. I'm tired of walking into restaurants and people looking at me saying, he know he don't want that salad.
Right.
He know he want that burger. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I do want the salad. Right? I do. I don't want the burger, man. I'm ready to change my life. And that's all it is.
Dope.
Like, people are getting tired. And
True that.
Woo, boy, calm down, brother. I'm telling you.
No, I feel you. Go ahead, let it out. They're gonna feel it, man, when they see the interview.
I'm telling you. So, man, I get passionate because for so long, and I just use me as an example, because for so long I used the excuses, and I seen the videos, I seen the transformations, and I used to sit there and be like, man, when is my time? When is it gonna be my season? Your season is now. And that's what we have to recognize, that every person that's born on this earth has something attached to them that they are supposed to bring to this place, to this universe, right? And you have to begin to tap into that thing, man. I'm telling you, I was looking at a story the other day, and it was this kid by the name of Adonis Watts. Adonis Watts is a blind teenager, but he plays football, he plays basketball, and he lets nothing keep him from what he desires to do, right? And that's what we have to get. If you're out there and you're looking at this and you're saying, Broderick, Chris, when is my time? How can I do it? Right? Dude, you have to begin to meditate. You have to begin to pray, and you have to begin to ask for the strength and the courage, right? And the wisdom to go forward with the things that you desire for your life, man. Stop letting people tell you that you crazy. Stop letting people tell you that that just don't make no sense. Listen, my pastor said it like this: what people call crazy in one season, they go call faith in another, right? And then guess what? You're going to inspire your family. You're going to inspire the people around you. You're going to inspire the people that's watching you. And they going to say, listen, man, I thought you was crazy when you first started. But, hey, man, what you do?
Right.
You know, can you help me? You know what I'm saying? But, boy,
that's dope.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, I get fired up, Chris.
Yo, you're spot on, man. I've gotten called crazy. Steve's gotten called crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, we all, you know, that brings me to another question. With what you're doing, most people would, even in the fasting community, most people would consider it extreme or even dangerous. Yeah. How does your wife and your family feel about, you know, this 100-day fast?
Listen, bro, when I told my wife, the first thing, now let me back up here, because one thing my wife has never done is bring up or throw my weight in my face. You know, at my heaviest weight, she loved me. She fell in love with me. She never said, Broderick, you need to change who you are. She never said, dude, you need to lose weight. Dude, we got kids right now. I'm going to tell you what my wife did for me. She prayed for me. Unbeknownst to me, right, she continued to pray that God would just show me. Wow. And dude, the day he did it, and the day I woke up and I said, I'm done, dude, I didn't just immediately jump out of the bed. Guess what we did? We prayed about it. And she told me this: if you want to do this, I'm with you. I'm with you. And I said, don't tell nobody, you know, because people are always judgmental. Yeah. You know, let's just keep it between us. And so we did that for about 7 days, because we had to cater a wedding, because my pops and my mom, they got a food truck. And so we went to the wedding, and, you know, they was like, dude, why Broderick ain't eating? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you eating? Right. And she told him, and, you know, he sat me down and he talked to me. And they looked at me and they said, hey, man, we with you. Nice. You know, so for 83 days, man, 84 days, 152 days that I'm going to do it, I know I got support. My brothers and my sisters, right, they look at me and, dude, they don't talk bad about me. They encourage me. Nice. They say, man, listen, what you doing? I don't know if I got the will to do it. You know, but one thing about success, and we've heard it so many times, is that it always leaves clues. And for so long, bro, my mom died of cancer, but she also died as an obese woman. My grandma died of cancer, but she also died as an obese woman. Wow. My grandfather died, and he was an obese man. Now my dad died, man. That dude was like 120 pounds. I don't know how he did. Oh, wow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but at the same time, with him being small, I knew that was in me. Right. Because that's my dad. And so if I have to be the one to face obesity for my daughter so she never has to experience it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to do that. You know, if I have to be the one to take the bullet for my family to let them know what's possible,
Right.
I had to do that. Or if we got to be the ones to take the bullet for the healthy alternative group,
Right.
we got to do that.
Right.
Right? Because I think it's over 36,000 people in that group.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
You
we're
know what I'm
pushing 40
saying?
now.
40. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's possible.
Straight up. Dude, that's amazing. I find that people who have a good support system tend to trend better. Either
Right.
that or the individual learns don't tell people, or
Mhm.
they could plug into, you know, a group like a healthy alternative. You know, we've got the academy, the fasting
Yep.
academy, which is a
Definitely.
private group. We
Absolutely.
got the
Yep.
Facebook group. We got the website. You
Yep.
plug into a group that can support you, but support is important. So the fact that you have that support, I'm not surprised, because even the fasting fat man, his wife was on
His
board.
wife. Yep.
And as they, you know, hit their little checkpoints, he
Yep.
always checked in with his wife. How do you feel about this?
Right.
You know what I mean? It was a team
Yep.
effort.
Yep.
So that's a very important takeaway, I
Yeah,
would
bro.
say.
My doctor, listen, my doctor even supports me.
Wow.
So let me tell you, bro. So after 30 days, I went to my doctor and I sat there because I wanted to get all these tests ran on me. And I get on the scale in 30 days, I was down 55 pounds.
Wow.
And I walk into his office and he look at me, you know, he kind of double taked it. I double taked it. I looked at him like, okay, you lost weight, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You lost, and he wasn't a bigger dude. You know, he's probably about 185 pounds, you know, but he lost about 15 pounds. He got to like 170.
Mm-hmm.
And so we began to talk and he asked me, he's like, man, what you doing? And I was like, man, I'm fasting. You know, this is what I'm doing, you know, supplement my body a little. Like I'm not regular with it, but I try to supplement my body and my blood pressure. And here's the funny, man, I've never had blood pressure problems. I've never had high cholesterol. I've never had diabetes or I've never been pre-diabetic. You know, that's a further testament to you knowing that, dude, it's something special on the inside of you that it's time now. But I've never had none of those things.
Right.
And I told him, I said, man, listen, I want to come back every 30 days and I want to check in with you. And he said, listen, don't do it. He said, if you ain't out there passing out and you take care of what you need to take care of, just come back January the 30th.
Nice.
I was like, cool.
Nice, man.
And bro, you know, he was on board with it, you know, so I'm like, let's do it.
Okay. Well, check this out, man. I want to, because you got a YouTube channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your YouTube channel so people could come, you know, check out your content?
So my YouTube channel is actually up under The Purpose Pusher.
Okay.
When you go and you type that in for YouTube, you go see this logo right here.
Okay.
Purpose Pusher, and it's right here, and it's BK actually, Bradrick Knox. That's me.
That's nice.
You know, and on it, you go say it's your boy B Knox, aka The Purpose Pusher.
Okay.
And how that name came about is because we go down to South Texas every year, and we talk to these youth inmates. They are literally basically in a holding cell. Either they finna go home or they finna go to the big prison. And people always ask me, they say, dude, what are you going to talk about? Purpose. Right? That's all I talk about.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, dude, I believe we all have one. Now, if we tap into that or not, it's kind of up to us.
Right.
You know, it's just like choosing to say, if I'm going to fast tomorrow, if I'm, you know, even with tapping into something greater than yourself, right? You still have to wake up every morning to make the decision to keep going.
Straight up. Straight up. Yeah.
You still got to make the choice.
Right. So it's always a choice.
Always a choice. So either you tap into that purpose or you don't.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to link your YouTube in the description box so everybody can come check you out. I want to bring you back on because this is just like we're going to do this part 1. We're going to do a part 2 follow-up when you've hit your, your final fasting goal, and check back in. And I want to get into, how you plan on progressing forward, and, follow up on maybe some of the other things that you may have experienced from now until then.
Absolutely.
This has been insightful. I'm excited for you. I'm proud of you.
Appreciate it,
It's I think that this particular video is going to really touch base with a lot of people, because I don't know, like the energy and the passion, like it's just so real, man. Like I know this is going to hit home for a lot of people. So I appreciate you coming on the channel and sharing, the first half or so, or the first 60% of your journey with us.
Absolutely, bro.
All right. Real quick, y'all, I wanted to let you know that we are planning a trip to Cancun. AHA is planning a trip. People have been asking me for like 2-3 years, Chris, we want to do a retreat. So we're setting it up right. Well, it's already set up. We got the booking website. Everything's up. We've got a Facebook page specifically for the trip. It's called AHA Cancun Takeover. So, everybody come join. And the trip is going to be in November of next year. So November 5th through the 9th. We're doing, it's like $150 to reserve your room. And then you get to pay on it for the next, 6-8 months. I think it is something like that. So, hopefully we get a good turnout. We've already got a couple hundred people in the Facebook group who are really excited about coming. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'd love for you to come. I'm gonna put the link in the description box of the video, and I'll send it to you. No pressure. I mean,
you're good.
It's a big trip and everything like that. I'm not a huge trip person myself. This is actually like literally my second vacation. Well, I take that back. This will be my third vacation in life. So, but I'm happy to do it with my AHA family. I think the energy is going to be great. We're going to do it's a 5-day deal. We're going to have a small conference. We're going to have a private beach party. We're going to have a private boat trip that's going to take us around to different islands. We're going to do scuba
turn
diving.
up, man.
We're going to do a little bit of everything out there. So it's a nice package. It's all inclusive. Food's included. Drinks are included. We're going to have fresh juice and things like that as well. So, if you guys are interested, hit that link, join the Facebook group, come join us. You got a year to pay for it. So it's should be affordable for everybody as well. Hopefully. Thank you so much, Broderick, for coming back on. Y'all make sure to check his channel out. Like I said, link is going to be in the description box. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, the application of knowledge is power. And I'll see y'all next time.